right, good morning. Here we go. Here's the disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. These are just my opinions. These are not trade ideas. All right. Let's go. Starting with the Qs, sold after close yesterday. It doesn't look like we're getting any divergence, really. So I expect this to drop again. Our levels for today, the upper is 621.30, so that's going to be here. Your mid is 620.30. Everything's coming out at a 30, which is going to be about here. So you want to get back into this range where we spent most of it yesterday. And the low for today, 617.30, which we're already below. So that's kind of why I expect us to bounce, and I expect us to drop, create a divergence, and then rally. But we'll see. The 5 MA is going to be about 619.50, and this is the daily 5 MA. Yeah, so it's going to be about where this cluster is. It's going to be right here, and that's where this is probably it's going to probably try to tag this box close to the 5 MA and then drop. If we overtake it, that'd be amazing, but we'll see. Okay, going down the list. Starting off with CIFR. Jeez, like, where did all my indicators go? And they just vanished today. Okay. This is probably going to want to drop again. Yeah, I think the miners have topped for a cycle. Let's check the hourly. That looks like it's curling up. No, not much of a divergence on that. On this drop. Oh, because that. Did you have it on this? No. So you're probably going to break that again. Jeez. Now this looks like a triangle. Yeah, that's probably going to pop. It looks like it's going to curl up, but yeah, I mean, this cycle is going to curl up. It sure looks like it. Yeah, if you break that, then you're going to correct this and spike up into here, into your 1950. But looking at that daily chart, you're below the 5 and you're below the 50 here. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, your Bollingers are turning down. I mean, there's nothing really there for long support. I mean, you'll probably turn and rip up, but I think you drop again. Has this bottomed? No, I don't think this is bottomed. I don't think this is your bottom. Although it's got to break below 1420, I think, to get really bearish on it. But I think it will. I mean, we'll see. Not today. It looks like it's turning up today. But I mean, we'll see. I don't like that. But yeah, it's got to hold above 1420. If not, it's probably going to slide down to your 930 area. Okay. GME, GameStop, has this bottomed? I think it did, but let's check. No real divergence there. Now this, you had big divergence. From here to here, you've got bullish divergence. So that makes me think this wants to turn around. Is it out of the woods yet? No, I don't think so, but that 19 range is where I always liked buying it, but I don't know if it's going to get there. It probably will. It'll probably shoot down and then come back up. But I think this is close to bottoming. This has divergence on the hourly, so I think this at least wants to rally up. I don't know, 21. Yeah, I think GameStop does want to rally. But that's not a great chart there. I mean, that's not something. You are on the lower Bollinger, but look how your Bollingers are pointing down. Like this wants to keep going down, but it'll bounce and then we'll see if we can get above 21. And I would say 21.20. Let's see if we can close above 21.20 for GameStop. But that 19 range is where it should be bottoming. If it breaks that, then good night. Hymns. Boy, this one looked so good back here. And then it looked like it was turning right here. I mean, that was the perfect spot. And now it looks like trash. From good to trash in a week. Yeah, you're probably going to close this gap down here at 30. That is what I expect. And you'll probably keep this bullish. Oh, geez, no, you probably won't. You'll probably break that. Maybe. Unless you get a real quick flash crash. What's it at today? 32.75? No, didn't even build divergence on that on the 5 minute. Geez, this just wants to go down. It's like no one gives a rip about this stock now. No one cares. Not even on 5 minutes. Like, nope, we're just going to get out of the way. You're in that area where you're going to bounce, but those have all just been weak bounces. Bounce, bounce, bounce. You're probably going to get that again. Bounce, and then probably drop. And hopefully you get divergence on that drop, because if not, this is not good. You'll probably sink down to 27.80 or so. And you'd probably bounce again. Bounce, and then get your divergence. But yeah, this went from nice to crap quick. Okay. RR. This was another one. It hasn't broken that. It's touching the 200. This is where I expect RR to turn. Yeah, see how it's just squeezing down and the RSI is not hardly dropping. Yeah, I think this is well, it's going to at least pop to this 350 and then test that. But that's what we need to get above 350. But yeah, this should be bottoming here. And if it holds, I mean, this is a great looking chart to start peeling out. Like I said, I expect the market to run the first of the year. So we'll see. We'll see if that's going to come true. USAR. This one I did buy yesterday. It hit my buy just below 12, or just above 12, and then I have more just below 12. So we'll see. Yeah, this one had this false breakout. And this should be your low. 1145 should hold. I expect USAR to turn around literally any minute. You're right in this support range. Yeah, I expect USAR to turn around any minute, any day. Anytime this can turn around. But again, you're below the 5 MA. You're below the 50 and the 200 now. So this is one of those ones that I think it's way too far down for what it is. And I think this is one of those ones that's going to rip back up. But I don't know if this is set up to get a good bounce today. Let's see if uranium is, because this should move with uranium. Even though it's not uranium, it's rare earths. They all kind of move together. The rare earths move a lot with lithium. UAVS, this, I also have this one, and this was a great looking chart that I don't believe has broken down yet. No, it as long as it's above 72, it's bullish. Bullish, air quotes. I mean, it has a chance. Because this had 5 up. Oh, that's not a divergence, though. So that looks only like 3. So if this doesn't hold, this will just keep breaking down. And this might be one of the space that doesn't make it. Yeah, back here, this looked great. Back here. And this was all great. And then this mess, and it lost it. And now, see, it needs to get above these. If it keeps rejecting, this is probably toast. It's got to hold above that 72. It looks like it's broken out on the hourly. So it's definitely going to get a bounce. Let's see where it goes, though. LXU. This should be good. This is fertilizer. Here's your massive support. You should be hitting that zone anytime. Yeah, it looks like you're getting ready to turn around here. Very lightly traded. But yeah, I think you're getting ready to break out. I think LXU's getting ready to go. It should be. Fertilizers are looking good. If you go out to the weekly, oh, that's actually turning down. Interesting. Let's see if we can flip that. What is that? 790. Oh, we could get a sell down to 790 and then rip up. That'd be all right. These things are all kind of, yeah. None of these look like anything that I would buy today. I mean, as Gordon Gekko would say, dog with fleas. Although long term, I would have no qualms with LXU at $8 or whatever. But trading, I don't know if I want to be in that. I mean, right now. All right, let's look at NAC, Northern Dynasty. Again, did it hit 190 yesterday? 198. I still think it goes for 190. But let's see. It's clearly having some kind of reaction to something. It's probably going to try to touch this 208 again. See if it gets rejected. But I want to see it at 190. At 190, we'll see what it does. See, I said yesterday it'd probably try to touch that 5 and then come back down. I think that's what it's going to do. So let's watch 190 today. 193, 191. Yeah. The lower 190s. See what it does from there. On to Cliff. Cliff is so close. So close. Below the 5. It's probably going to touch this $13. What's it at? Pretty close. It's at like 1330. So it could do its cliff dip this morning easily. Touch that. That would be, yeah. But cliff is so close. It's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, I don't know if it even touches this. Well, I thought it would have held 1330, but let's see if it holds 13. Cliff is so close. I pick up a little bit every day through here. Just a little bit. All right, speaking of lithium, here's the two that I picked. Well, I picked many in the group, but I said these two have spike charts. I mean, their charts were made to go up. If you look at the daily, when I was telling the group about these back in here, I was like, these things just they want to go. And I think we're getting there. This is in that area where it should be really close. It should be really close. Yeah, probably 430, 434. Get a bounce. If not, if we haven't already done it. But yeah, I think ATLX is really close to wanting to run again. If it breaks 440, I mean, it's probably going to close this gap and then drop down to 370. I mean, I can see that. I can see the whole market just punching down really quick, just dropping everything. Light volume today would be a good day to do it, or Friday. Just punch it down really quick and then lift it right back up. But I could see this doing it. But this is in that range where, I mean, your stop's 380 on this, and your upside is, I mean, if you're a long holder, $10, let's say. And if you're a long holder, probably much higher. But let's say $10. If it stays above that 380. But the winner out of these two was this one, AMPX. See, that's that's in a squeeze down. That's the opposite of what you want, unless you're short. See this, when you see something like this, when it's pinned between the 5 and the Bollinger, don't mess with it. It's going to go down. It wants to go down, and it's probably going to go down and touch this at 715. You don't get bullish on anything that's in a pattern like this, that's pinched between the 5 and a lower Bollinger going down. You want no part of that unless you're short. This is no hope. You have no hope until you get above that 5. No hope. You're just going down. And you're just trapped in a slide. Yeah, there's nothing to do with that except sit and slide it down and wait, or wait till you get above that 5. That is a squeeze down. You don't. I mean, I have AMPX, obviously. I have both these, but my cost average is like 2 something for this. So these slides down, I don't care. I shorted this up here. I sold calls on this up here. But if you don't do options, if you just buy and hold stock, then yeah, you're going to ride this down to 715, which isn't far from here, but it sure was a long ways from 16. And when you hit it right here, when you got caught in this, 930. So you could have saved yourself $2. Anyways, that's, yeah, nothing to say about this. You're just going to go down. Yeah, you're just going to go down for the time. All right, let's look at some lithium. Or lithium. That was lithium. Let's look at some uranium. See, I expect URA to hold here. We'll see. But I expect it to hold this reversal and turn around. We'll see what uranium does. Specifically DNN, one of my favorites. Daily below the 5, below the 50. Probably go down to 250. Test this. Let's see what we have on the hourly. Oh, no, see that? You've got divergence on the hourly. These want to bounce. Good. Well, I don't know if that's good. I don't know if these are done dropping. DNN might. The miners aren't universal. They're all on different counts. This should definitely be your bottom, though. $256. 256 is, there's a little gap. I would expect that to maybe fill and hold. But these are so close, I think. Yeah. This might want to punch down. I mean, we might have some really bad days in uranium, but we'll have to see it. Again, like most of the market, they're in la la land. Do not touch. If you're invested in it, then watch. Sell calls. That's what I do. But there's no reason to be buying this unless you're going to set a stop right here at 260 and sell it if it drops on a pop. I mean, these are only trade instruments right now, and yeah, trading's up to you. These are not investable yet for me. Well, if you want to invest like years down the road, then it doesn't matter. 260 is going to be nothing on DNN 10 years from now. But short term, this couldn't go either way. 20%. That's just kind of what you're stepping into right now. I would not, yeah, I would not be buying. Well, I buy this stuff because it's uranium, and I buy uranium all the time, and then I sell calls against it. Now we have divergence on the hourly. We've broken that before with this. Again, this is going to be such a huge, but you're starting to get into this no good zone. See this? Your lower Bollinger and your 5MA. You need to get above that 5MA, or else you're going to be in. I mean, they could spit this thing down to 770, drop the 50 all the way to the 200, and then start to recover it. That doesn't invalidate the Livermore cylinder either. But yeah, if this breaks divergence, then this will probably slide, and then it'll bounce and get a new divergence. Yeah, these are all getting slaughtered. Same thing. You don't want any part of that. Looked good back here. You had a chance, and then it failed. See, that's why you set stops. If you entered and you got above the 5, then the 5 should be your stop. And now you're below it, you should have stopped out. And then you don't ride this down. Me, I don't care. My average for these is single digits. I don't care if they drop. So, yeah. But if you're watching your account every day and you're worried about your balance, you don't want to be in these right now. They're going to be painful. If you don't like watching your balance drop, if you can't handle that, these are going to be painful for you. All right. Sorry for the preachy. But if you buy these at 4, 6, it doesn't matter. But you didn't. That's not what they are at now. So you don't do anything with this, because this is there's nothing to be done here. You're caught between the lower Bollinger and the 5MA, and there's nothing to do because this is going to go down until it gets above the 5MA. So you just sit and watch. And yeah, I'm going to watch this in my account go red, and I don't care. Okay, let's go back to Q. Before I shut this off after my blabbering for so long. Boy, we really took off over that 5, didn't we? I guess they're calling that the bottom. Jeepers. Well, howdy do. All right, let's rally now. Woo. Okay. Be safe, everyone. And good luck.